India have started their T20 World Cup campaign in the most convincing fashions, beating Ireland by a massive margin of 8 wickets, in fact reaching that target which was a sub-100 target with almost 8 overs to spare. So it was in the end a no contest against a tricky rival. You know that Ireland had recently beaten Pakistan and have done a few upsets when it comes to big tournaments, especially in the T20 World Cup format. In that sense, a good lung opener for India, and they have registered 2 points. But the big question is whether they've gained 2 points or they've had 2 losses. What do I mean by that? And those could be 2 big losses despite the fact that they've gained 2 points in this game. And those 2 big losses could be in the form of a Rishabh Pant, that is to my right, and then next to it is a Rohit Sharma. These are images from the game. 2 moments where the ball stuck their hands. In Rohit Sharma's case, it was the shoulder. In Rishabh Pant's case, it was the elbow where the ball stuck him. Now, why am I saying 2 crucial losses for India? That's because Rohit Sharma actually retired hurt, hobbled off the field, though he continued to bat after getting hit there, but then was a bit ginger, and after he reached his half century, he walked off. We don't know the extent of the injury at the moment. For Rishabh Pant as well, got hit but continued to bat on, got 36 odd not out to ensure that his team crosses the line. But as I said, the worry remains. Are there serious injuries? That is something that we'll know in a couple of days, and that brings me to a very important question. Is the kind of pitches that have been on offer during this T20 World Cup, especially I'm talking about the Nassau County Stadium in New York, where you've now seen 4 innings and the pitches left a lot to be desired. That, I'm afraid, is not international level pitches that you're getting. I'm all for low scoring encounters. I like low scoring encounters, but here you could clearly see the pitches are not suitable for an international game, let alone an international game being played at a World Cup, the pinnacle of the sport. Because swing movement, great, help for spinners, great, but here you've got tricky bounce in these pitches that we've seen. Some balls really shooting. We saw a few balls by Jasprit Bumrah really shoot, dangerous for the Irish batsmen. Some balls we saw remain low as well. In fact, the 2 incidents that I'm talking about are primarily down to the pitch. Both of these batters are through their shot and the ball came late simply because of the tacky bounce that is being witnessed here at the Nassau County Stadium. This could be dangerous. One, it's not a great advertisement for the sport, and that's your first intention of taking the sport to the USA. If you're trying to spread the sport, I'm afraid these are not the kind of pitches that you need to. That's one. And secondly, this is the World Cup. This is a game between India and Ireland. India won, you may still be excused because there was a gulf between the 2 teams and India sailed through. When it's closer contest, would you want an India-Pakistan contest to be decided by a below standard or a substandard pitch, or would you rather have it being decided by the skills of the players? I'm sure you definitely want the latter and not the former. In that case, this is something that needs to be looked at. Drop-in pitch was brought in from Australia, really not doing the trick, and worse still, if these 2 players are injured and not available for the Pakistan game, who's going to take the blame for that? So this is something that has stood out like a sore thumb in the 2 games that we've seen so far. But we're going to take a look at 4 other important points in this game, and this brings me to point 2, and this is the match-winning shot hit by none other than Rishabh Pant. And why this is such a heartening shot? One, it's that reverse scoop that he's played, hit a 6 when 6 were needed to win behind the wicket keeper. You remember he's done it in Test cricket, he's done it in various other formats. And why I say it's a heartening image, because remember, go back 12, 13, 14 months when he met with that accident, nobody would have expected him to be playing top level cricket. He made a return to the IPL, then from there with that form to return to the Indian team and then be performing the way that he is. He got some runs in the warm-up game, has gotten runs here as well. He, and the other positive in batting was the captain in Rohit Sharma. He got 100, we all know, in the IPL, but towards the end of the IPL there were question marks over his form, but got a half century today, so that augurs well for the Indian team, provided both these batters do not have any serious injuries after those 2 blows that they received, then it's great news going into the tournament, the form that these 2 batters have shown. Okay, point number 3, and that is Hardik Pandya, another man who was under the pump during the IPL. Everything that could go wrong for him was going wrong, but look how he's made a comeback. I guess the orange and the blue is suiting him a little bit more than the blue and the gold that he was wearing a few weeks ago. That was completely going downhill. Here in the warm-up game you saw versus Bangladesh, again in the game today as a bowler, picked up 3 wickets. You saw the contribution with the bat in the previous warm-up game. So he's getting back into the groove, he's getting back into form, and is going to be very, very crucial for India going forward in the tournament. What this also does is allow India to on occasions play with 2 fast bowlers, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. What are the 2 other takeaways? Point number 4 that we're going to be talking about is the combination. 2 things that we've learned about India's 11, India's combination going forward after the warm-up game and their first game versus Ireland. What is the first thing we've learned? That it's now pretty much certain that the first 2 spinners that India is going to be playing in their 11 in this T20 World Cup are going to be Akshar Patel and Jadeja. That's primarily because India wants batting till number 8. If you leave one of them out, your batting finishes at 7 and Jadeja at 7. Maybe the Indian team wasn't too comfortable with that. So what they've done is decided both of them are going to be playing. The only swap that is going to be happening is the 6th bowler. Your 5 bowlers are going to be Akshar Patel, Jadeja, Hardik Pandya, Jasprit Bumrah, and now you will have a swap. There will be a second fast bowler. It could be an Arshdeep / Siraj, assuming it is Siraj. So those are your 5 bowlers. Now the swap happens for that 6th bowling spot. On occasion, like today, you saw Arshdeep played. So you played 3 fast bowlers plus Hardik Pandya and 2 spinners. That was your bowling attack. On occasion, the only change that you're going to make is probably bring in a spinner for a fast bowler. So either Siraj or Arshdeep, one of them will go out and a spinner in Kuldeep or Yuzi Chahal will come in. That is the only change. So a spinner for a fast bowler, a proper spinner for a proper fast bowler. That's the only shuffle that the Indian team is going to be doing going forward. These 2 are going to be your first choice 2 spinners, primarily because of the batting that they give their team. That is something that we have learned so far. And what's the final thing that we've learned? Rohit and Virat Kohli are going to be your openers, which means Yashasvi Jaiswal will have to sit out, which also means that Rishabh Pant is the designated number 3, because had Yashasvi been there, you would have had a left-hander in the top order. But now that Yashasvi is not going to be starting, these 2 are going to be opening throughout this World Cup, at least till the time India keeps showing good form and a situation doesn't arise where they need to make changes. So these 2 are going to continue to open. In that scenario, Rishabh number 3, so a left-hander comes in. Those are the learnings from the first game between India, Ireland. Up next, I know not too many people turned up at the ground, not too much of a buzz with regards to T20 Cricket World Cup at the moment, but come the 9th of this month, it is India versus Pakistan. You know, everyone's going to be watching and we will be watching too. The next match report that I will be bringing you, that is between India Pakistan, will be from ground zero from the Nassau County Cricket Stadium. I'll see you then. For the moment, if you enjoy our content, do give us a like and share it with your friends as well. Thanks so much for watching.